Well, well, well. What's going on, guys? Just had to get on here because I've been talking about how the Murphy administration in New Jersey has been going after people protesting the lockdown. All the while, we've been told that the protests that have recently been taking place have been perfectly fine. So you can protest the Black Lives Matter message, George Floyd, all that stuff. You can protest that. But the protests against the lockdown, just a mere couple months ago, we were told that those were not okay because they violated Murphy's executive orders. So people that were protesting the lockdown were punished for protesting. All the while they have the right to protest. They were punished for doing that because they were told that they were in violation of Murphy's executive orders. All the while, we watched these recent protests take place, violating the same executive orders, and nothing was done about it. So now you have this article today that New Jersey is going to drop the coronavirus charges in protest and religious services. And it says, here's how New Jersey's Attorney General wants prosecutors to handle coronavirus charges connected to New Jersey protests and religious services. So not only were they citing people for protesting the lockdown, they were going after people who were attending religious services. And a lot of these religious services, they were modifying them so that these services could take place and they could take place safely and they could still comply with the executive orders that were in place at the time. People were trying to do religious services from their cars. They were social distancing, they were wearing masks, they weren't gathering in large groups, and they were complying with these things, and they were still fighting them and going after them for having religious services. So now it looks like Governor Murphy here and his AG Grewal, or whatever the hell his name is, they're running scared now because they realize that what they were doing was blatant hypocrisy, and there's no way that that's going to hold up. It's just not going to hold up. So it says here, Attorney General Grewal is telling New Jersey prosecutors to dismiss coronavirus-related charges against organizers of outdoor political protests or outdoor religious services. So they're gonna basically dismiss all of the charges across the board because they finally came to the realization that, guess what? People have the right to protest, and you cannot subjectively pick and choose which protests are allowed because we have the constitutional right to protest. So now they're talking about just dismissing all of this because they know that they're going to come under fire if they start subjectively going after particular protests. So Grewal, in a Wednesday announcement, noted that Governor Phil Murphy has declared that going forward, all outdoor political activity and all outdoor worship services would be permitted in any, quote, in any number. So this goes back to, so now they're going to openly allow religious services and protests and whatnot in any number, which is great. But here in New Jersey, businesses still can't bring in more than a certain number of people. We still have to have outdoor dining and all these other things. So again, there has been no objective guidance as to what exactly they are doing here in New Jersey in particular with reopening the state. There's no focused, objective guidance. So Grewal's new guidance says that in order to, quote, ensure that all outdoor political activities and outdoor worship services receive uniform treatment, the Attorney General is directing prosecutors to dismiss the limited number of executive order violations that were previously filed against organizers of outdoor political protests or outdoor religious services. So here, they're running scared. They're running scared. And this is a victory for people that believe in the Constitution and believe in the right to protest, the right to free speech. The people that believe in these things, this is a victory for that. Yeah, reopen New Jersey. Exactly. Yeah, New Jersey it's a mess. It's an absolute disaster here in New Jersey. So many businesses have either gone under or are nearly going under or have left the state altogether because of the nonsense that goes on here in New Jersey. So just wanted to get on here, guys, and talk a little bit about what is taking place here in Jersey. And this is actually a good thing that's taking place. They're backing off and they're not going to follow through with trying to prosecute people for violating Murphy's decrees about what we can and can't do in this state. And the fact that they were going after religious organizations and they were going after people protesting the lockdown, All the while, they had no issue with the massive protest we saw throughout the state in the past few weeks. So anyway, just a little food for thought, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day, and thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.